this is the worst Man United team in history. I mean, who does that?
And that was his
Who's that?
problem. And that was his
Yeah,
problem.
who
And
does
him,
that?
he
How
forgot that
is any
if
player?
that
How
was his
is any
problem
player going to
initially.
have confidence, going to have the heart to play for a manager if a manager is telling him, you know what, you are the worst ever player to have played for this team? That is crazy. Secondly, he jumps into his philosophy and style of play without noticing or recognizing whether or not the players he has at hand can actually play the style he wants to play. That is ridiculous. I think that is where Ruben Amorim's real problem starts from. Now he has had um, pundits all over across the media advising him, calling him out, fan associations asking him to at least adjust and first play what the set of players he has can play before going on to his philosophy or style of play. And guy comes out in media and says, "No, I am not about to change, and I will not change my style of play." Ruben Amorim's sacking was expected sooner or later, but mainly
Definitely,
his
definitely,
yeah,
definitely.
it is down to his personality, I would say.
Yeah, nice one for that, Duke. I saw that coming actually, you get. Because of initially, one thing about Premier League is that Premier League has the media, you get. So anything you do is going worldwide. I know one thing about Man U legends, particularly, they still have eye in that team. So when it's not going right, so you see the likes of Ferdinand talking, the likes of Rooney talking, the likes of Paul Scholes and the remaining, they'll be like, what is this manager doing? What is he doing? Like, what are you doing? Okay, if a company that you don't have the players, okay, somehow they gave you what you want. So you're still just making some wrong decisions, benching Mino. Okay, mind the game against Manchester City, you were benching Casemiro for what? Casemiro on the bench for what? Why would you do that kind of strong game? For what? So sometimes he makes some kind of wrong. So you be like, what's this man? Initially, like I don't even know him before. He came from was it not Sporting? Who the fuck is in Sporting League? Come to Premier League. So that was like an upgrade for him, but his chances were not used well. That's all for Manchester United. Let's go down to Chelsea. So what happened? Chelsea Brentford now, like the draw. No, nobody expected the draw to happen. Like that was like a win already for Chelsea. And I'm back. This guy is back already. Palmer, Palmer is back, and you know what he's always doing. He has come to score. He's always scoring for Chelsea. You get. I know, Dick. I know you're a Chelsea fan, right?
No, 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 I'm not a Chelsea.
What team do you support?
I'm an Arsenal fan, to be honest. I'm an
Ah,
Arsenal
you're
fan.
Arsenal. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We have to get that though. Anyway, I'm Barcelona fan, but I like Arsenal. Arsenal is my team I support in Premier League. We'll come down to Arsenal soon. So that Chelsea game, I was like, I don't know what happened. I expect Chelsea to win that match, but it's saw the draw that happened. Anyway, that was like a good one for them still because of Chelsea tried to build that momentum this season, tried to compete with the big boys. I'm happy for them. So what do you feel happened in that game now? Did you feel the coach did some wrong signings or uh Maresca, what he did was wrong. At least he could have secured the win, you get, but initially, so he left it a draw. So, what do you think happened in the game, and what are your takes on that Chelsea Brentford game?
Chelsea, Brentford. You see, apparently Brentford, just because they are having their own problems as Brentford, but Brentford we know has been a stubborn team in the Premier League in their previous, I think, 3 or 4 seasons when they came into the Premier League. And then last season, actually, Brentford's performance at the moment for me is above expectations because they have lost quite significant players. Players would call the pillars of the team from the goalkeeping department. What's his name? Flaken, and then to Nogard, they lost Mbuemo, they lost Wissa. But for them to be able to put up such a performance against a right now high flying Chelsea, I think there's a lot of take nothing away from Brentford as you try or maybe throw some critics at Enzo Maresca. First, give credit to Brentford because to the Brentford manager actually for to be able to assemble a team that can face the world's champion. He deserves a lot of credit. And then Maresca also, I wouldn't want to take anything away from him because fact for me he disproved it
Victor, say
with
Victor.
his performance. Maresca apparently Chelsea is is still a team in under a rebuild, I would say, because you look at the time he came into Chelsea, came into a disgruntled and disorganized Chelsea, a Chelsea that was looking for stability, both on the pitch and off the pitch. Chelsea was looking for stability, even in their financial books, I would say, and then. Maresca proved to the whole world that he is a big manager. He is a big team manager. The decisions he took, pushing out players, it was quite rude. At some point, I felt he was really unfair to so many players. But for the good of the club, for the good of his job, I think right now he earns all the credit for the decisions he took. He pushed out so many players and then remained with a team he would manage, a team that he would actually focus on and grind out results. That is where, when I look at situations like those, I really look at Ruben Amorim and say maybe he's kind of a joker, because
He's a
Maresca
big
comes
joker.
into
He's a
a
big joker.
disorganized he comes into a disorganized Chelsea, and then barely 3 months he is top of the league, because at some point everyone thought, well, Chelsea is pushing for the title. You get, so Amorim coming into a team and then turning blames to the players and not looking at his own tactics is something that is, for in my opinion, unforgivable. While Maresca takes all the credit, and it's going to take a while for me to criticize Maresca, because I think it is a process he has taken Chelsea. He's taken Chelsea through, and so far he's doing it so well. Chelsea is
Yeah,
up there competing,
I'm
and
not
at
gonna
least
lie.
they show that there is something they want, and they've taken the biggest title in club competition.
In
So
club world football, like they are what champions. They are
yeah,
what champ
world
and
champion. So
they are what champion, and they beat
you
almighty PSG. They won almighty
exactly.
PSG. So
You,
kudos to
so you
them.
can't take
Credit
a
to
lot
them.
from him. So
Yeah,
you can't take
Maresca
a
is
lot from him. So for me, the Chelsea Brentford fixture is leave alone the result. It's a win-win for the two teams. They all
exactly.
put up a better performance. Yeah, they are both teams are under a rebuild, but the Brentford manager, in my opinion, takes a bit of the credit, because his team has been had done, I would say, because the pillars were taken out.
Yeah, that's true. Nice one, Duke. Nice one, Duke. So I don't know if you are observant. I don't know if you are following Liverpool this season. We've seen what they've been doing this season. Like they're always coming back. They're always clean it late this season, and I feel that's what champions should do. You know, they're the defending champions, right? So from the games of Nottingham Forest down to Arsenal, down even to Burnley, even to, yesterday game to Burnley, yesterday, yeah. Imagine so what happened now 1-0. So I feel like even though Man City too they are trying to like trying to bring back their old form. You know who Man City what they do. You know what Pep normally do when it comes to things like this. Yeah, but Liverpool they're trying to show that even at that we keep on going strong and you know we are sure that we want to retain this title. You get? Because I'm so like I'm happy. I'm happy with what this guy is doing. Because no, last people were like this guy when he came in with a good team. Man City were flopping. Arsenal was flopping. Chelsea were not doing good. So like he was lucky. But I feel like in the world of football, like you don't win league with luck. Obviously, like Premier League, you don't win league with luck. You know, people like no man, people were bantering that he was lucky that Man City were not. That was his opportunity to win the league. Because over the years, Arsenal have been sleeping. They had times to win, but they slept. But Liverpool came and they saw the position and they're using it. And now they've come back to that for they've not lost any game. And we saw what happened in the market. They've bought the whole like all the world player in the world. Isak is coming, Isak is in, Vets and the likes of them they are in. So even at that, they're trying to keep it on 100. Let's keep on going. But I was watching that game with Burnley. I was like, oh, finally Liverpool. Before I know, I saw PK. Oh, 1-0. Wow. So this is what champions do. You don't give up till it is over. I like the fact that you're doing that. Obviously, they're like the for real. They're the best to win the league now. They're the favorite to win the league. I know Man City are coming trying to bounce back, but man, not going to be easy. They're the favorite to win the league now. Liverpool. So what is your own point on that? Like Liverpool, like this season, what do you feel? Do you feel they want to win the league again, or are you seeing any threats coming towards them like Man City, Chelsea? No, Arsenal always be Arsenal. We'll come to Arsenal later. So let's talk about Liverpool now because I'm really proud of what they are doing. Regardless, I'm proud of what they are doing. Like just come back and you to air your own point on them. Do you feel they can still retain the title, or do you feel there's nobody that will oppose a threat on them, or maybe they're the favorite to win back the league, or just you see them doing a double, or you feel maybe they're just this is like initial you're rushing, or maybe Man City will see bounce back, or Arsenal maybe this is Arsenal time to to show us to show the world that they can do it, or Chelsea. No, the league is just starting, so you can't just choose a favorite for now. But we all know Liverpool is the favorite team to win. So what do you feel about Liverpool this season from the games they've played so far?
Actually, hours before the Burnley Liverpool game, I told one of the guys I was with at that time that, you know what, I am placing a bet, but on the teams I am betting on, I am not putting Liverpool. Reason is I will press so hard that they lose, but eventually they will win. Yeah, I told him exactly that. And when the game reached 90, I saw it was 90 plus. They added the 4 minutes, and then I told him, look, they have added 4 minutes. It's 90, and Liverpool is going to win this game. And that is the kind of Liverpool that we are going to see this season. We saw them against Arsenal, and we saw them again against Burnley. Even when it looked like the game was not theirs to win, or that maybe that was the moment for them to drop the points, they still went ahead to win the game. Now Liverpool was like that at the start of last season. And then we thought, Anslot, this just can't be the season for him. He's just new. I mean, he's faltering. He's grinding out results. He's getting scrappy wins. I don't think he will go any further this season. And then he showed us that, he can keep grinding and winning easily when he can, until when he was declared champion of the Premier League. I agree. We could see a similar thing this season, considering how Liverpool is playing. I also told the Arsenal fans after the Arsenal game and said, to me, that was a title decider. Arsenal Liverpool. Third game of the season, it was a title decider for me. Why? Because if a team like Arsenal wants to compete for the Premier League, those are the places you go to and pick results regardless, a win or a draw, but you don't go and lose if you really want to win the Premier League. If it were Man City in Liverpool's position, that they are at the top of the Premier League table, still, if Arsenal wanted to compete and win the Premier League, you go to Etihad and pick those points from them if you want to win the Premier League, because chances are that the current Liverpool we are seeing can go to Etihad. They will go to Old Trafford. They will go to White Hart Lane and pick pick the results. That is a team that wants to win the Premier League, and that is how you play. Now, if a Burnley is putting up a condition for Liverpool, a condition that could dent their title chances. Liverpool realizes that. Anslot realizes that, because Anslot is showing by the day that he is a top tactical manager. He is a real time tactician, sorry, rather, and that is what it takes to win the Premier League. Winning the Premier League means knowing when to get the win wherever you go. Away wins are very crucial. So now he has a win against Arsenal at Anfield. He can basically do the same at the Emirates. What are the chances? Or he can force a draw like it was last season. Just make sure you don't lose when you visit those crucial or title decisive grounds, Emirates, Etihad, whatever. And that is what Ancelotti is doing. Ask me right now, who is the Premier League's favorite? Trust me, I'll tell you Liverpool. For the way they are playing, they looks like they have already started as early as the second game to demand, to get the hunger for the league once again. And yeah, like you said, they can do a double. I agree.
Yeah, thank you, Duke, for that. Thank you for that. That was just what I wanted to hear. That was like just it's just said it very well. That's cool. But do you think Man City is not a threat to them? Eh? Do you think Man City is not a threat for them this season? It's what I know. City they've lost like two games, right? But they've bounced back against Manchester United. So do you think City is not a threat to them on this their title chasing and title double that they are chasing?
Usually, what I tell people is there are games that don't determine the performance of a team. Rather, there are teams that you can't use, there are games you can't use to gauge, especially whether a manager is good or how good that particular team is. In as much as I said Arsenal had to go to Anfield and pick a result, if they want to be title contenders, there are similar games that me I wouldn't use to gauge the performance of a team. And those games are derbies, because derbies are something else. In as much as Spurs will be looking very terrible, but if when they tell you it is Spurs West Ham, Spurs Arsenal, Spurs Brentford, this is something else. This is a different breed of games, because it is just more than the players on the pitch. These games start from the streets in the cities, London derbies, the media, the children on the roads, in schools, men in taxis and in bars and in hotels, in the mood of a derby. It's something else. So I can't gauge Man City or predict their performance based on the Manchester derby, because we've seen Man U look very terrible and still put up a show against Man City in the Manchester derby. That's true. So Man City itself, as it stands, following Pep Guardiola's comments in the preseason, he said they are building a team afresh. And anyone following Man City or anyone who follows football agree that Man City is actually looking like a whole different Man City. New signings, a new breeds of players. Reinders, the likes of Reinders. You look at Bob featuring in games more often than you expect him to feature. I mean, look at I'm forgetting the one of the latest signings they get in, and then look at the latest keeper they bring in, and then first time take him into throw him into
Donnarumma.
the heat of
Concept.
Donnarumma. And then there is the other signing. There is the other. I think he's a midfielder or something. Quickly thrown into the heat of a derby. That shows you that, one, there looks like there is a crisis. In the sense that, I mean, who does that? How often do we see such things where a player is signed barely a week and then he's thrown into the heat of a derby? You rarely see that. But that shows you that Man City could have been in a crisis, probably towards the end of last season, and then started off this season with a decision to rebuild. In a situation like that, they may not prioritize, go fully out for the league or the champion. They blend in this new team and then probably look out for them, or maybe. But for now, I wouldn't really want to say Man City is going to be up there and then competing for the title. Well, if they do, that will be in a situation where maybe Arsenal has slipped, Liverpool is also maybe dropping points unnecessarily, and then the new Knicks are also really not up to the title challenge. But as it stands right now, yes, they will be up there. That is for sure. Man City will be up there. Pep
De-
Guardiola will be
yeah, definitely.
demanding results from his team. But
Definitely.
at the back of his mind, he will know. At the back of his mind, he will know I have brought in so many players who need to gel, who need time to connect and then learn each other, play together for some time before I can really mount the pressure on, before I can actually mount title winning pressure on the team. But as for now, I wouldn't want Man City to be looked at, expectedly that they are going to be up there challenging Liverpool. I really don't think so.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. And regardless, the season is just starting. So for now, Liverpool they're trying to show the world what they know how to do best by winning their games. At least for now, they're the ones topping the table right now. They've not lost any game, so they're the ones going strong. And obviously, they're trying to retain their title. And you check the signings they did this summer, like like they have the best signing right now in the Premier League. But they have a player like Isak, which is a world class striker. They have Florian Wirtz, which is also a good striker. They have Ekitike, so they've bought almost everybody. And they still had the likes of Salah. You know what Salah did last season? Double double, has the highest goal and highest assists. And Salah is always coming through. You get so nice one to Liverpool. So let's go to Arsenal now. You saw what Arsenal they've done some. They did this. They did some a good signing that even me as let's say I'm an Arsenal fan, as a half Arsenal fan, I've been crying this thing since for Arsenal fans. You guys should get a striker. We need a striker. We need a striker because striker has cost Arsenal a lot over the years. So finally, the club head, Ateta head, Arsenal body head, and they gave Arsenal Victor Gyökeres. Obviously, this season is not doing bad though. He has like 3 goals or 2 goals, if I'm not mistaken. So with the likes of Eze coming in now, Eze is there, Zubamendi is there. So even though let me know like this season, I'm not really seeing Arsenal as a threat. You get Arsenal are one of the best team in the league right now, but when it comes to the likes of Liverpool and Arsenal, Liverpool have a good team compared to Arsenal team. You get so, but I feel Arsenal might do well or they will do well. You get me? So I also feel I I also feel Arsenal need Arsenal need another striker because of if Victor is out now, who want to replace him? And this guy is not yet back. This guy is not yet back from his injury. Jesus and Saka is not bad, but I feel Arsenal might be a threat, but not really to Liverpool. But anything can happen. You get this is the Premier League, which you can see wonders. But if Arsenal have not been playing bad, I've watched like 4 of their games this season. They'll be doing well, and they'll be going out where to like to torment their opponents. I feel they have a chance of winning the league, but it's very slim. But no, Dick, as an Arsenal fan, let me hear your take on this one. Now, what do you feel you guys will do this season? Are you guys like a threat, or maybe like normal? You guys normal now. Come and sleep again. What you guys know how to do best? So let me hear your opinion on your team, Arsenal.
And I want to be very honest. I think w- if Arsenal go ahead and beat Liverpool to the title, that will be, I don't know. Well, I would be happy, of course, but this season I would be surprised if Arsenal do that. The previous 2 seasons, I wouldn't be because we expected that. We expected to win the league and we did it. However, this season, considering what Liverpool what Liverpool is at the moment and the few challenges in Arsenal right now, I don't think we can beat Liverpool. The reason is, uh, I personally, people are singing praises of Zubamendi after that Forest game, his superb 2 goals and whatnot. But I have watched Zubamendi right from the preseason friendlies, and then there is one thing that really disappoints me about Zubamendi. Personally, I have never I've never wanted to have a player in my team who gets bullied on the pitch. If we all watched the Arsenal Liverpool game, anyone who watched Zubamendi Kings will agree that so many times more often than not, Zubamendi was bullied on the ball. Gravenberch, Van Dijk, there was that era that everyone was blaming Raya for. But if you look at it keenly, Raya rolls the ball to Zubamendi, and then Zubamendi doesn't take time to look over his shoulder to know or to see who is coming for him. He stands and waits for the ball to reach him. Van Dijk rushes and he just puts his arm on Zubamendi's shoulder because height advantage, and then shoves Zubamendi to the side, and then he wins the ball. And that happened so many times. Gravenberch did that against Zubamendi. Who is this? The goal scorer, I'm forgetting his name. Zabozlai. Zabozlai did the same thing
That was
against
like
Zubamendi.
it's got
Hey,
freaky.
and then basically anyone in the Liverpool midfield and the defense was bullying Zubamendi the way they wanted to. You can't have a number 6 who does that, who allows to be bullied on the pitch and then think you are going to
Good
get a
evening,
result
everyone.
against a team like Newcastle, a team like Crystal Palace, a team
Hello,
like Liverpool.
can you hear
Because
me?
these are
Citizen
physical
Football,
team.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I have seen physically short number 6s, but these guys are solid. These guys are metallic. Talk of the likes of Ngolo Kante, short, but stout, and he's metallic, and very strong in the midfield. If you want to thrive in the Premier League, especially if you are given that number 6 role, you have to be really, really physical because you are the pivot, or basically you are the defender of the defense of your team. So Zubamendi kept making those errors. He kept being bullied on the pitch, and I really saw there was. And every time he lost the ball, the Arsenal defense was threatened quite seriously. And look, even the goal, the free kick that he concedes, uh, Gravenberch bullies him off the ball, and then he now tries to fight back, and then ends up fouling Gravenberch. That is when Zabozlai gets the free kick and he fires it into the net. 1-0 to Liverpool, and Arsenal lose the game. Reason? It's all coming from the guy who's supposed to defend the defense, Zubamendi. Now, it is something anyone will not see because, Zubamendi against Nottingham Forest was superb, had a good game, scored 2 goals. But you can take your time to watch Zubamendi again against Crystal Palace or against Newcastle, and you'll see the problem. You'll actually see what I'm talking about because Newcastle, you're facing Tonali, you're facing Jollington, and then who's the other guy, the Brazilian? I'm forgetting his name. Newcastle midfielder. These are very physical guys, and they are bullies.
Guimaraes.
Yes, Gumares. Yes, yes. These are bullies on the pitch, my friend. They won't let you play around with the ball. You get? Yeah. So if you want to thrive, if you want to compete, these are points you should look out for. The reason Arsenal looked a very better team in the last 2 seasons was the fact that they had a very solid, a very metallic number 6 in the names of Thomas Partey, and he played an important role. Now, right now, the absence of Thomas Partey, I would actually think that maybe Christian Morgan could be a better deep 6 in the Arsenal team, provide the protection to the defense much better than Zubamendi can do.
Double.
So for challenges like those ones right now, they are the ones I would
Oh yeah.
base on to say Arsenal is
Continue.
going to have a bit of a hill to climb to beat Liverpool to the title.
Why should like that?
My own opinion. I don't think Arsenal can win the league. I think the league is
Oh,
for Liverpool to return, because Arsenal losing Thomas Partey is a big lose to them. When Arsenal play teams like Crystal Palace, Newcastle, Tottenham, Chelsea, now we will know if Arsenal is really ready for the title. But this season, we look out for Liverpool because all they bought is world class. But you can't write out Pep Guardiola and his team. They are rebuilding, and they are building with quality. So I think this season is going to be for Liverpool and Man City. Arsenal might not make top four because they will put more focus on Champions League, which is going to affect them in the league. Losing Thomas Partey was a very big mistake by the Arsenal board. Zubimendi will need a season or two to adapt to the Premier League. I think Arsenal will not make top four. That is my own view this season. We have started well, but when the season progresses, before Christmas, we will see how far Zubimendi can go, how he can adapt with the physicality of the Premier League. So, but I know people are counting Chelsea up. Since people are conversing this evening, nobody have, mentioned
no,
Chelsea
we talk about
because we
Chelsea,
draw
but
this
you were not around then.
because
Old York,
because
talk about Chelsea, but
we
you,
draw
but
with
you were not
Brentford.
around. We'll talk about Chelsea. You were not
Since
around.
since 2021, we have not won a match away to Brentford. But this season, we were able to get a point in Brentford. That was a good result. But I'm assuring you people that Chelsea is first or second this season. This is in football. Can you bookmark this somewhere that I say Chelsea is going to finish first or second this season? You know, when our striker is back, we're going to have the better play with time. You know, but Man U is not really doing bad. I don't know why people are not seeing that Man U are not doing bad. It's just that the team have not really understand the
Oh, let me
process
give
of
let me
the
give my
coach.
network.
You know, so this season, let me give you my top four prediction: Liverpool, Chelsea, Man City, and Tottenham. Arsenal is not making top four this season. Man U will finish 10th. That's what they deserve. They can't come from 15 to 4th. They will finish 10th. Always love their tormentors. They are like Nigerians. Barcelona fans are like Nigerians. They always love those people that, those people that open yash for them to win. That's why you see Barcelona fans supporting Arsenal, praying for Arsenal to win the league, knowing that it's not possible. Arsenal cannot win the league. Arsenal
No, no,
cannot
no, no,
win
no.
Champions League.
Why,
It
why,
will
why
only
would
be
you
next
say
season for Arsenal.
Arsenal cannot win the league? Why would you say Arsenal cannot win the league?
Arsenal cannot
Why?
win the league
No, no, no.
because
You're just saying from your own perspective, but we're talking about football, which involves statistics.
that's what I'm saying. We are
Statistically,
talking about
Arsenal.
football. See, that Arsenal cannot win the league by losing Thomas Partey this season. That is their biggest mistake. That is, I didn't they keep
Yeah, we
Thomas Partey.
know. That was like that
I didn't they
physicality,
keep
that
Thomas
strong.
Partey this season. Thomas Partey is going to cost them the league. That's why I'm saying Arsenal cannot win the league. I'm giving you a fact. Losing Thomas Partey is going to cost them the league because Thomas
We
Partey brings
know,
out the
we
best
know.
in everybody.
Thomas was bringing something that
Thomas
nobody's
Partey brings
bringing
out the
now.
best in Declan Rice. So losing Thomas Partey was the biggest mistake the board made this window. And I'm giving you now, bookmark this, that Arsenal cannot win the league. Not now. We'll see next season. Like that is who they are. We'll see next season if they can do more better next season. But this year, no, count Arsenal up. They're not winning the league. I want you to watch out for Tottenham. That team is going to surprise many teams this season. Tottenham is going to surprise team this season. That team is complete. From defense to attack, they are complete. Even as a Chelsea fan, I'm scared to play Tottenham because that team is playing good football. So,
But
Mr. Fresh, I'll leave you back
thank
to the
you.
mic. I just want to
Yeah,
give my prediction.
yeah, thank you for that, Odiok. Thank you for that. It's all about banter. So banter, everybody have their own views and understanding. But obviously, me and you know that Tottenham cannot make top four. Obviously, we know that. But that's story for another time.
You said
That's story for another
we
time.
are talking foot. Okay, so you are talking football when I said Arsenal cannot win the league. Now you said I should give you reason why they cannot win the league, and I told you that Thomas Partey is Caicedo and Rodri in one. This is a number six that even you do the bad, you collect ball from you without a yellow card. He will tackle you without a yellow card. Zubimendi cannot do that. Now, can you tell me why you think Tottenham cannot make top four with what they have signed?
No, Tottenham have signed regardless. But is there any world class player in that in what they signed?
Is there any world class
Yes.
player in Arsenal? Is there any world class player in Arsenal? Any world class
Does Arsenal
player?
have any world class player now? Let me
Does
check. Let
Arsenal
me
have
check.
any world class player now? Check.
Let me check. I'm trying to see their players. Hold. Let me see their players. Saka is not world class. Saka is not world class. Yeah, a bunch of average players.
Salam
I'm
alaikum, my
trying.
brother.
I'm trying to see their players. Bunch of average players.
There's no world class
But
player in Arsenal. The only place
but
that even come close is Declan Rice, but he's not a world class player.
yeah, Declan is not a world class player. Declan is an average
Thomas
player.
Thomas Partey make Declan Rice look world class because Thomas did the marking, he
But
did the
but
taking
you
work
know,
all
but you
by
know,
himself.
why you writing off Zubamendi? Zubamendi is not really that bad. Okay, Dick wants to talk.
Zubimendi will still
Yeah,
have time to adapt.
Dick,
Zubimendi needs
you can
improve in
talk.
his
You can speak
physicality.
now. Dick, you can talk.
Zubimendi
Let me
needs
hear
to
what you have to say.
Now I don't know what is your yardstick for measuring a world class player. Because if you're calling Thomas Partey a world class player, then what are you going to come again?
No, I didn't call Thomas Partey a world class player. I said there is no world class player in Arsenal squad this season. That is my point.
Yeah,
Mr.
and then
Duke.
I'll ask you, what is your yardstick for a world class player?
I say a world class player.
How do you determine a world class player?
I determine a world class player by a player that turns up every week, like week in and week out. He's giving his rating is 8.0 at least, 8 points above. It's not that you perform well this weekend, next weekend you're nowhere to be found. A player like Mbappe, a
Was
player like
Thomas
Pedro,
Partey
a
turning
player
up
like
for
Pedro.
Arsenal week in or not?
Thomas Partey is not really is a very good, is an excellent player. Let me not say he's a world class player. He's an excellent player, but he's a player that can make the person
Was he
pair
turning
well
up?
with.
His performances consistent week in week out or not?
To me, he was performing week in week out when he plays in the right position.
Now there you start contradicting yourself because when you say
But
a
let me
world
just say
class
something
player,
right now. All these things you are saying now, but normally, if you want to judge a class player, you judge it by statistics. When it comes to strikers, you judge by the goals they scored, how many matches they've won, and all the clinical chances they've made. Then midfielders, definitely chances created, assists you've made, big chances you've and stuff like that. But basically now, obviously, there's no player I can call a world class player. The person you can say that is close to being a world class player, you can just say maybe Odegaard on his A day, when he's on his form, when he's on his good day, he delivers. Saka and Declan Rice, you can just say they are close to, but not basically world class players like that for now. You get,
now
but
if you again go by statistics,
uh
Victor Gyökeres in his former club scored 101 goals in 99
yeah.
appearances.
But Dick, I'll cut you short there. You know, when it comes to the top four Premier Leagues, top four leagues in the world, you can't rate Sporting Lisbon. You know,
Now,
you can't
when
rate
you
them too
mention
much.
statistics, when you
Yeah,
mention
yeah, no, most,
statistics,
yeah, you check those
there
statistics
was a
too,
player in
and you
Zambia.
check their
There was a
club
player in
ranking too
Zambia who
in
scored
Europe.
almost 60 plus something goals in about 30 appearances. You
Yeah,
get, but
regardless, last season
statistically,
he scored that. I saw it, but you
yeah,
can't.
statistically he's up there. You get, statistically he's up there. So I will. None of you has satisfied me when it comes to world class player. But I'll give you a definition. I'll give you what defines a world class player so that we know what we're talking about.
Okay, I'm all
World
ears. I'm all
class
ears.
players, world class players are players who have won titles at national and club level. Simple. Players with Champions Leagues: Mohamed Salah, world class; Sadio Mane, world class; De Bruyne, world class; Bernardo Silva, world class; Haaland, world class; Vinicius Junior. Why? They have got major continental or national at both club and national level. Continental, national, or club, yeah, basically continental with a nation, whatever, Copa America or European
Yeah,
championship or
but Dick,
African Cup.
okay. Let me add something too. Yeah, I understand. You said if you won in continental level or club level, but there's some players too that they won those trophies too, but they're not world class.
Dude,
For
let me tell
example,
you something. Now that is how unfair the judgments are.
yes,
Because
exactly.
look at Endo. Is it Endo? No, not
It's
Endo. Who can I
Endo.
talk
Endo
about?
is a World Cup winner, Copa America winner, but you can't call Endo a world class player.
He
That's
is.
fact.
He is. The fact that
A
he
world class
won, he
player,
is.
Endo Fernandez.
He is.
You judging world class by trophies you've won or your impact on the
By
game.
the fact that by the fact you know what they say statistically, they say he helped. He helped Argentina do
Okay. Let's
this.
come down to that now. He's saying Endo being world class player in the World Cup they won. How many assists did he have?
That's why
No
I'm telling
assists,
you. You
just
see,
one goal.
no, no, no.
One goal.
Okay,
He
then
had
I'll
one
ask
goal.
you.
He had one goal against Mexico, and nothing again. No assist again. No goal. Okay, how many chances did he create? But he was opportune to win the trophy with the likes of Messi and Di Maria. So I can't call him a world
Now,
class
do you
player.
know? Do you know why every player who is on the team that wins the title will be considered a world class player? You know why? You won't
Why?
expect you won't expect, let's say, a number six, you get, of a team to score goals.
Yeah.
He has
Yeah.
his role. That's why it's a team of 11
That's
players, and each
exactly.
player.
That's why when I was talking about world class player, I said if you're a striker, you are judged by the goals you scored and the chances and the things you did for your team. Then come to defenders now. You are judged by the clean sheet you had, by your tackles, your clearance, your area duels, and everything. You can't judge defender by scoring goals. You don't. You judge them by their clean sheet. For example, now, okay, as Van Dijk won any team in the national team, but Van Dijk is a world class player, world class defender. So that's it.
So what will you
So,
say? What will you say of a number six, for example?
for example, But in the Masters, for example, we are trying to check chances, check the clean sheet they had, tackles they
And
made.
number 6,
Yes, the clean sheet, obviously. We check the clean sheet they have, the tackles they are making, the one-on-one duels they are winning. So that will check for a defender. But obviously, you will check goals for defenders. Possibly, you won't. It's a clean sheet you are checking. The one-on-one they are winning and stuff like that. So that's it. That's how I judge my own workers. Because if you are saying everybody winning the title, like that, probably you are saying, okay, for example now, each player was now team that team of Argentina that was not really that I don't do too much. Let me remember my player Argentine team. Okay, for example now, this guy that's playing for Roma. All this Argentine boy that was playing for Roma. Like he played the first match, later he went to the bench. What was this guy's name? That was playing for Roma. He played for PSG. I've forgotten his name. Can you remind me his name? Argentine player.
who's that?
He played for PSG, then he went to Roma. He's a World Cup winner too. He plays in World Cup in midfield of Argentina.
He went to Roma.
Yeah. From PSG, he went to Roma. I can't remember his name anymore.
Who's that? A defender?
No, a
No,
midfielder, a midfielder.
a midfielder, Paredes.
Yeah,
Or
Paredes.
Paredes.
Hey, we call Paredes a world class player because he's a World Cup winner and a Copa America winner. You won't, Duke. You won't.
Hey, now it's because, but I'm telling you that those are the,
But
because if you start counting his accolades, he has them.
but
He has
but
them.
fresh, Arsenal have a world class player in Saliba and
Yeah,
Marquinhos. They have
sorry, it's true.
Marquinhos
Saliba.
in their two
Sorry. I
central
didn't
back.
remember Saliba. It's true. Saliba and Gabriel Mangalas.
It seems Mr. Duke is an Arsenal fan because he's
Yes,
defending
he's an
them so
Arsenal
much.
fan.
No,
Those
I'm an Arsenal fan, but I was driving my point. You get, I was driving my point. And then the other
yes,
thing,
yes.
earlier on, I think before York joined, I did make mention that if you want to win the Premier League, if you want to compete for the title, let alone win the Premier
Yes.
League, there are places you need to go and pick results. Now, I'll also add and say there are teams you can't lose to, especially at home, because if Arsenal wants to win the league, Bournemouth comes to the Emirates, they must beat Bournemouth. Bournemouth goes to White Hart Lane and picks results from Spurs. That is the team Old York is bidding to be in the top 4 and also compete for the title. No. No. Well, Spurs, I told some people I interact with, I told them, look, Thomas Frank, Spurs has made the best decisions employing Thomas Frank. However, he can keep that team up there. But for titles, I don't think Thomas Frank is the kind of manager who can bring titles to Spurs. You get? So the fact that Bournemouth goes to Spurs and picks results, that is not a team you can tip to compete or win the Premier League. If Bournemouth had beaten Spurs at Bournemouth, well, that would be understandable. Liverpool goes to Burnley and then scratches out a win. That is understandable. But imagine Liverpool struggling against Burnley at Anfield. No, you just can't beat. You can't just tip them for the title if they're putting up such performances. Those are basically the benchmarks to teams that can compete for the title or even be in the top 4.
Yeah, Dick, I've heard you. You said it all. You said it all. That's why most times Tottenham they have a good coach in Thomas Frank because we know what he has done in the past when he was in Brentford. We know what he has done, but Tottenham is just a club that you can't just put them up there. I'm not saying they're a bad team. They have the players. Kudus will do well, definitely. Kudus, they've got the big names, but you can't just put them in the top 4. Because for real, they can't make top 4. Let's be honest. Arsenal, Liverpool, Arsenal, City, Chelsea. Basically, these are the favorite top four for now. And obviously, Newcastle won their game this is last week. I'm sure they'll bounce back. I know they've lost Isak. They're trying to recover from that Isak shock with this guy they bought, this new guy they bought. But them too, they could make the top six. But Tottenham, really that I'm not really put them there. And now they're playing Champions League. I know Champions League this time has his own discomfort also. When you are playing every weekend, you still play FA Cup, Carling Cup, and to be like, and Tottenham don't really have that squad depth you get to do it. I just feel they will struggle as they always do, but making top four will be difficult for them. That's my own take on that. For me, that's my take on that. That's what I have to say. I'm not really like seeing them like a threat. Sometimes this squad they will do well today, tomorrow they are going off, they are on this day. So I'm not seeing like a threat to any big team in the Premier League. And we'll see it play out. Because Tottenham cannot win Arsenal, they cannot win Chelsea, they cannot win Liverpool. Obviously, Man U is not really strong right now. They can manage to conquer Man U, but see the remaining big four, they can't win them. They can't win Chelsea, they can't win Arsenal, they can't win Liverpool, and I'm sure of that. I'm very sure of that. That's it. Arsenal has beaten them since like how many seasons ago? So Arsenal has been painting not London red for long. They've been painting London red
Yeah,
for long.
yeah,
So I'm not. So Tottenham is just there. They have even with this guy resigning. This guy is resigning from his post of club manager Daniel Levy. I'm not
yeah.
sure
Danny
they'll
Levy.
still.
Yes.
I'm not sure they'll still do much. I'm not sure they'll still do much like that. So that's it for Tottenham.
No,
That's it.
they. I think they brought in former Arsenal sporting director, Vishai Vinketsham.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I saw
But,
the news too. This guy posted it. Fabrizio.
yeah. Now and then the other thing is about Thomas Frank is maybe in the league he could really help them put up a good performance. But the challenge is going to face is, you see, it's a bit of a challenge, and we've seen managers face this kind of challenge, including experienced managers. So it even with Arsene Wenger, calculating European football and the Premier League. It's something that has really drained so many managers. It's something that actually cost Arsenal, Mikel Arteta, the one of the titles last season when he failed to maneuver past Aston Villa and Bayern Munich in an attempt to strike a win-win so that he could actually remain a contender for the league and also remain in the Champions League. He failed to do that. The decisions he made, the team selection, the substitutes alone, you'd clearly see he's trying to prepare for the Champions League and also remain a Premier League title contender. And he ended up blundering. Actually, he made errors in the two legs. You get. So I do not know how much knowledge Thomas Frank has to help Spurs steer past such challenges, maneuvering the Champions League and balancing it with the Premier League. It could cost Spurs, in as much as we see them as a high flying team right now. They look a complete team, they look a balanced team, and are putting up quite good performances, beating Man City and whatnot. But of course, there will be moments of test, and they will have to be tested, and those moments will come. How Thomas Frank goes past those challenges, past those tests, is what will determine how high the table Spurs will finish in the Premier League, especially.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool, Duke. Yeah. Looking at the Tottenham team, looking at the sports team, they have everything it has to make top four. They have a good coach in Thomas Frank. They have good players all around, from the striking to their midfield and their defense. But when it comes to Premier League, most times to do well in Premier League, you need to have good team, not just big names, regardless, not just big team, not just big coach. You need to have a team most times to do well in the Premier League. So if you have all these names and you don't have a team, you can't do anything in the Premier League. Imagine when Leicester won the league in 2016. Who knows they could win the league? Nobody saw that coming. But they won the Premier League. That's it. But Premier League, keeping every big name in a team without a good team or a good team play, you will still not do well. Definitely, those time might make top six. But making the top four is gonna be a difficult one because they are, like you said, there are moments of test will soon come. You know, and hopefully let that big boy not get injured because of in football anything could happen. players could get injury and stuff. You get. So if their players could be fit till you get like the middle of the season, that's when we start counting them as favourites to make top four. For now, Spurs will always be Spurs. You get. So and that's it. So hopefully we'll try to round up EPL. Let's touch a bit of La Liga and see what happened in La Liga this weekend. Basically, talk about Madrid and Barcelona. You saw what Madrid are doing. Obviously, I'm scared of Madrid though. I'm a Barca fan. I'm not gonna lie. Last season we were working on Madrid like I was beating them back to back. But this season I'm scared. You see what this guy is turning this guy to? He's turning this guy into a beast. Sabarosa is turning Toshimani into a midfield freak. And Mbappe's always been Mbappe, scoring goals and Mbappe is the best player in the world right now. Regardless, the Ballon d'Or might not go to him, but everybody knows Mbappe is the best player in the world right now. And Mbappe has hit that peak. Like one of his scoring goals each day. Like I see, they don't want to score that anymore. So I'm scared. And regardless, Barca have really had that kind of strong test this season. I know we'll be winning games. We've won three and we drew one. You get, but I see Madrid like if we were to win the league in La Liga this season. I'm not gonna lie, even though I'm a Barca fan, it's not gonna be easy for Barcelona because of what Mbappe is in Mbappe's form right now. I'm scared of Mbappe right now. I'm not gonna lie. Mr. Bial also being a good coach. Maybe he's trying to go like competing this season again in La Liga. He wants to be the first coach to do it. Hopefully he can. So what's your view on Madrid team this season?
Now, honestly, I am not yet convinced about Xabi Alonso at Madrid. Though, of course, he's doing everything to disprove me. And I love that. I love managers. Basically even players who I have low expectations in and then they go ahead and disprove me. However, what he's doing, the challenge actually that even Ancelotti faced, and it's the same challenge that Alonso is going to face and is facing at Real Madrid right now, is managing to strike a balance on the pitch to play Vinicius Junior and Mbappe. Because all these guys, the two of them are more or less number nines who come off the left flank. Now, one time someone actually told me that he will have to sacrifice one. Any manager who wants to manage those two players on the pitch has to sacrifice one of them. Sacrifice them tactically in a sense that even if one is on the pitch, even if the two of them are on the pitch, only one will thrive. Or sacrifice them in a sense that they can't be the both of them. There can't be the both of them on the pitch. Now that is quite impossible because Mbappe, big money, big name, he must play, and then Vinicius Junior, the team's darling. So, however, Xabi Alonso has gone the tactical way. He is playing Vinicius Junior and Mbappe. However, you realize the previous games that Vinicius Junior has not been the Vinicius we've been seeing all along. It is Mbappe who is coming up more, and thriving in most of the games so far this season. I know that I played very few, but for the games I have watched so far this season, I think the three games I have watched, yeah, Mbappe is always, I would say, the outstanding player on the pitch, getting the assists and the goals. And I think maybe that could help Xabi Alonso to now eventually get Vinicius into the game and then maybe let them learn their roles of having the two similar players almost on the pitch and grinding results or picking results from or better performances from the two of them. However, overall, yes, I would say Madrid remains a threat, maybe to Barcelona, and yes, they are favorites for me. They are favorites for the La Liga.
I feel like Vinicius Junior is not playing to his potential because he wants increase in his wages. With the way Xabi Alonso is lining them up, two of them can excel in this first 11 because Mbappe have improved in his finishing. If you see Mbappe as a number 9 this season, from the first 3 games of the season, Mbappe is really doing well. He's run behind. his press off the ball, his press on the ball is more better than last season. That he was fine. He was always going to Vinicius' wing to come through the left flank. But this season, I would like to say he have realized that he's now the number 9 of the team. And with the way Toshimani is playing now, it's just releasing him to run. He's just putting the ball where Mbappe can run and get the ball up front. So I believe Vinicius is just trying to force Madrid to pay him the same the same amount they are paying Mbappe, which I don't think Madrid will do that. I don't think Madrid was going to pay him the same amount they are paying Mbappe. One, his personality and his character wise, he has the talent, but he's not better than Mbappe, which all of us know. Vinicius is not better than Mbappe, and Mbappe is going to excel in that team. So I think as the season progresses, Mbappe is going to be the main man for Madrid this season until Vinicius, decide to play. But for now, Vinicius is not playing. Vinicius just wants Madrid to decide whether they are ready to increase it or not.
Mbappe has always been that guy. Even from his days of PSG, he has always been that guy. He's always dedicated and he's always been serious. So obviously, I know he's not going to do bad in Real Madrid. On the likes of with Sabaloso being in that team now, I'm sure he's going to make him the main guy. And obviously, Mbappe has taken Vinicius spotlight since last season because Vinicius is always arguing. Time for it to be serious. You're not. You're unserious. Since when he lost the Ballon d'Or to Rodri, he has not gotten his spark anymore. Time to do where you are doing the wrong things. Time to always insulting the fans. You always want to be the bad guy in the team. So and Mbappe is always that guy that man. I'm here for seriousness. I came to try to win Ballon d'Or. I came here to win Champions League. So without achieving those goals, I've not gotten to my peak yet. So with Mbappe scoring those goals, I know that is what made him come to Madrid. Madrid is a big team, one of the best team in the world, and he has been saying that he wants to be a Madrid player. So he coming there now. This is the time he has to achieve greatness because he's not getting younger anymore. He'll be 26 years by December, so this is the only time he has to achieve greatness in that Madrid team. So him coming there now, he knows why he's there, and he knows and that's why he's delivering for them. Last season he won the Pichichi Award in La Liga, highest goal scorer in La Liga, and now again he's stopping the charts. So I won't be surprised if Mbappe wins it again. I know his only threat is Lewandowski. And Lewandowski is getting old, obviously, and that strength to start dragging with Lewandowski is no more there. So that's the thing. So I want to talk about Barcelona a little. I'm going to talk about Bundesliga and my call it a wrap or call it a day. We've all tried. So La Liga now, La Liga is open, right? No favorite to win it yet. But there's one thing that I'll commend my coach for as a flick. There's one thing he does that I like. It's not a no nonsense coach. Obviously, I know if you watch Barca game yesterday, you saw those that started the game. All his best players were on the bench. Levy was on the bench. Rafael was on the bench. Yamal is out injured. So he started Ferran Torres in the middle, then Rashford and what's that other guy's name there? And this guy behind Ferran Torres. What's this my small boy name? Fermin. And Fermin is another player that I liked. Yesterday I was amazed by how like what he played. Gave us two goals, and it was serious. And I don't like Ferran Torres. It's not as if I'm casting him. He's my player, but he's not always serious. He can miss like 10 chances, then he will bury only one. I know how many goals he missed yesterday. He could not even score one goal. Missing some stupid chances that he just missing. And at some point, I got tired of it. I was like, put in people score goal for me. Then came in Rafinha. Then the game changed. And the one thing I like about my coach too, I could have what ahead in the media that Rafinha came to training late, and he put a rule that you must not come to training late. If you are late to training, even though it's 2 minutes late, the next match you're not starting the game. And Rafinha was on the bench. He's basically on the bench. Then he came in and he scored two goals. So that's the thing. That's one thing about coaches that I like. As a coach, you need to be very serious and dedicated. I'm very happy for us. I'm very happy that I dedicated to Barcelona. I'm not gonna lie. It's one of the best that happened to us since the time of Messi. Messi was the king and everything, but when this guy came to Barcelona as in Flick, he has really changed the game and changed the pattern of the team. And we won titles on his first season. We competed for Champions League last season, but Inter showed us Pepe. And we'll come back strong again this season. Even though it's not going to be easy. I know Barcelona will do well, but for the league to be won, we need more tactics. And we carry hope on Yamal all the time. Yamal is still a young boy, still a small boy. We're giving all the load to him. Although trying to. Some days it comes through for us. Some days it's not coming through. So that's it. That is for Baka. And I can't wait for this season a Clasico. Like I can't wait for October to just reach. I want to see my strength against Real Madrid for real. For like I want to see what we'll do against Real Madrid. Like I want to see my strength against Real Madrid this season. I want to see how far we'll go. Then we'll go to the Bundesliga. Hurricane beat Hurricane, scoring the goals week in week out. That's why it's called Farmers League for a reason. How somebody play 91 games and score 90 something goals? Who the fuck does that? Hurricane. Only Hurricane does that. Only Hurricane does that. So kudos to him. I was happy for him last season that he won the trophy. I love Hurricane so much. I love Hurricane. Hurricane is one of my best players in England. I was happy he won the trophy last season in England in Bayern Munich. So happy for him. He deserves it. Like he has tried. He has won Golden Boot numerous times in La Liga, in the World Cup, in the Champions League, even the Heroes. So he has won everything, but he needed that silverware. So happy he finally won it. Kudos to him. So hopefully that Bundesliga is gone already. So before we round up, let's talk about Champions League. I know this Champions League this season, like you know, his features are crazy. You see Chelsea playing Bayern Munich, Chelsea playing Barcelona. So there's so many top-notch features that I can't wait to watch. I really want to watch Chelsea Barca. I really want to watch Liverpool Real Madrid. And I want to watch Chelsea Bayern Munich. Let's not play any big team this draws. Duke, do you guys are you guys playing any strong team this Champions League? What's the biggest team you guys are playing? Duke, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. The first game we are playing is Atletico Bilbao. I'm not so I haven't looked at that fixture so well, but I think in our league phase there is Bayern. Yeah, there is Bayern. There is one of the Milan, must be Inter Milan. In the figure, I haven't looked at the fixture so keenly, but let me have a quick look here, and I see our Champions League fixtures, and but certainly there is Bayern. I can confirm that. Well, Arsenal is
So
playing Atletico Bilbao first, and then there is Olympiacos, and then there is Slavia Praga. There is Bayern, Club Brugge. Wow, they look so favorable for Arsenal, for sure. There is
yeah,
Kairat. I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah,
Playing the big boys. But for me, I'm playing Barcelona is playing PSG. I'm playing Chelsea, Club Brugge, Olympiacos, Slavia Praha, Copenhagen, Newcastle, and Frankfurt. Anyways, my challenge I'm only having challenges with PSG and Chelsea. Then maybe a little
you
bit
are
of.
going to England. You are going to England to Newcastle. That is a
I'm
worrying
not really
fixture, to be honest.
I'm not really scared of Newcastle. Only people I'm not scared of Chelsea. Me and Chelsea we have history way back,
Yeah,
we
I
have a
know.
long
I know. But then
history
I,
way
I was
back.
watching.
So
I was watching your previous game was against what? Valencia, was it?
yeah, Valencia, that was yesterday, yeah. six
Yeah,
zero.
that's the 6-0. I was watching it, and yeah, the kids played very good football. They were passing, they gave some classical passes and whatnot. And then I checked the fixtures, and then I saw Barcelona is playing Newcastle. Checked the fixture and said, one thing about Newcastle is I think when they are laying down their tactics are based on the physicality of the team. And if they know they are playing a team that looks to have more weaklings, they are going to come surely as bullies, and all they will do. And that is how Newcastle has managed to pick results against Arsenal in the recent past. They come with a physical attitude. They bully everyone on the pitch, and before you realize you've lost temper, you've lost concentration, either stepping you left, right, and bullying you off the ball until they grind out an ugly result out of it. I was watching Barcelona, and then, oh well, of course there was no Yamal, there was no Rafinha, there was no Lewandowski starting the games, but it was a bit worrying, and said, these kids match up, the attitude, the mentality of facing a side that has come to step out, like I would say. literally just step you on the ball and then win the game. If you manage to beat if you manage to beat Newcastle in England, then I would say Barcelona is destined for better things, better titles
But
this season.
you know, Newcastle have not been on their best form this season. They've only won one game this season, and that was this weekend. They've lost like 2 games. They drew one. This is their first win for the season, and they won 1-0 against, who did they even play this weekend? Let me confirm who they played this weekend. Against Wolves, and that was like
They
their
played
first win
Wolves.
this season. Yeah, and they won 1-0. So Newcastle is not really a threat to Barcelona. Like you said, the kind of game they play, they play more on physicality, and and most of their defense, they are tall. They have these tall players in their team. And
Yeah,
most Barca players are short.
yeah,
Most Barca players are short. So with their physicality and their strength, they could try against Barcelona. And again, we are going to St. James Park. They're not coming to Camp Nou. So
yeah.
that's a plus
You're
for
going
them.
to
But
England.
I'm not
Yeah,
really
that's what
scared
I'm.
of
You
them.
see, you look at their only loss this season has come against Liverpool, and I remember watching that game so well. I watched the whole of it, and Newcastle put up a very good show against Liverpool until Liverpool, like I said earlier on in this space, that they are determined to push the game even up to 120 minutes, because until they will find that they have won the game is when they will back off again. And that was the only difference between Newcastle and Liverpool during their game. Newcastle kind of gave up on the game and then lagged back, and I think they did have a red card as well, if my memory serves me
Yeah,
right.
yeah, I remember. Because Liverpool were winning like 2-0, and they came back to 2-2. Then
Exactly,
Liverpool won
yes, with
2-2,
one man less. Yeah,
3-2. Yeah, yeah, with two.
yeah, with one
Jesus
man less.
calling
And
Chaser scoring the winning goal. I remember.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, very well.
But
Now,
this
when you
this
look at
stage,
Newcastle defensive wise, they have been very good, because apart from the 3 goals against Liverpool in that game, they haven't conceded any other goal. They haven't. The only problem they've been facing is scoring. And that is very explainable, because maybe they didn't have Isak, or maybe they
yeah,
hadn't replaced Isak at the time. Now look, when they get a new striker on his debut, what's his name? Waltmed, the
Votmed,
new guy,
yeah,
yeah,
Nick
Wolfsmith. He
Votmed,
comes in and
yeah.
then he wins the game for them. You get. So me, I am not writing off Newcastle, because they started off this season on a low note, because they did have challenges within themselves. Their striker just decided to misbehave and then treat them like that. Now that they have a striker in them, we saw what happened. They won the game. On his debut, he put up a show. What do we expect, or rather, what should we expect in the subsequent games? I think we should expect a lot more from this Waltman guy in
But this
terms of
Watchman guy,
Newcastle.
I think about
Wo-
him of recent. Where he came from the Bundesliga, right?
yes, 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 came from the Bundesliga. Yes, I think Leipzig. I'm not so certain.
Is it Leipzig or let me confirm. Let me confirm from Google. Let me confirm from Google to know where they bought him from. Because for real, like I've not heard about the guy before. Till when Newcastle bought him, so I don't
He,
really
he
know
came
who.
from Stuttgart. Stuttgart. He came from Stuttgart
It's
in the
okay. Yes, okay. Yeah, yeah. So
Bundesliga.
they're
Mm,
from, but
mm,
you see,
mm.
so that's cool. That's cool. When it comes to Premier League, Premier League is always not. It's not easy.
Yeah,
it's
actually,
not. It's
me,
not. It's
the
not
game
an
I'm
easy
really
league.
looking forward. One of the games I'm looking forward to is that Barcelona Newcastle game, because these are teams, I think, meeting for the first time in history.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. The
so
first time
they
in
they
history.
both
Yeah.
present they both present very different dynamics in the game. They're bringing different dynamics in the game. One basing on physicality and then having a point to prove, and then the other coming to do their thing they have always done against English sides. You know, they have Barcelona has always enjoyed football against English teams, like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
their
Yeah.
style of
Exactly.
football. Yeah. Their style of football, they pass and then make the Englishmen get tired until
All
when
my three
they pass
Champions
the
League team,
ball.
Champions League have come from English team. My
Yeah,
last three Champions
yeah.
League have come
So
from Arsenal and 2 times Manchester United.
yeah, that's true. That's true. So it's a game I am really looking forward to, and I
Yeah,
believe.
same here too. Same here. I'd like to work because that's the first time we're meeting in the history of football. I
Mm,
also like to watch that team, to watch that game. I also like to watch the game. So that's cool. That's nice. So before we round up, you know, this week is the week of this week, or maybe next week Monday is the week of Ballon d'Or. So who do you feel is the favorite to win the Ballon d'Or now? You know, we
I
hear
think I
rumors, we
think
hear names: Dembele, Yamal, Rafinha, Mbappe. So who do you feel is on merit with statistics and trophies won? Who do you feel is the favorite to win the Ballon d'Or this year?
I think it will be fair if it's given to Mbappe. Yeah,
why you
that's
so give it?
that's that's
Why you so give it to Mbappe? What, he has no silverware to show for that.
man. Mbappe for me it's based on national duty performance.
Yeah.
Period.
We all know me. I'm not gonna lie. Mbappe
Mm.
is the best player right now in the world. I'm not gonna lie. We're talking based on someone just won a treble. A treble winner is among the favorites, which is Dembele. And even though Dembele don't really have the performance like Mbappe to show, but Dembele has the trophies to claim it. You
Yeah,
get
that is true. But I
that's
think for the times we've seen Mbappe on the stage, I feel everything you've said about Dembele, I agree 100%. However, for someone we have seen on the top stage performing and putting up brilliant shows in the names of Kylian Mbappe, I think he deserves a reward for that. Uh, Dembele to me looks like how can I put it?
opportunist, an opportunist.
Exactly, 100%. Perfect word. Like he has just landed into things abruptly. You know what? He's taking everything. I mean, it's not fair. It's really not fair. I just feel it's not fair because if who knows if Mbappe doesn't win it now, who knows? Because I cannot see Real Madrid going ahead to win the Champions League. And then what are the chances that France will put up better
My win
performances
the World Cup again.
and go ahead and win the World Cup? What are
Yeah,
the chances? They are very small. They are very slim. They are very
but you
slim.
know,
So
for Mbappe to
I
win
feel out of maybe just sentiment and maybe emotions, maybe Mbappe should just be rewarded for this time, and then Dembele's achievements will be considered next year.
no, Dembele can't win it again now. If Dembele should miss it this year, he can't win it again. That's just facts.
Yeah, of
He
course.
can't win it again. After this year, he's not gonna be on that podium. But if they give it to Mbappe, the world of football will read. But it's not the first time we hearing cries of rigging and rigging and rigging. You get? It's not the first
Yeah,
time we hear that. So Mbappe winning too is not bad, but obviously Dembele is the front runner to win due to his achievement. He won the treble, the Champions League, the League One.
I believe Dembele is going to win the Ballon d'Or because
Yeah. He's favorite to
uh,
win it.
Dembele is right to win it, but statistically, like what they give to his team last season, Rafinha was the best player and scored beautiful goals. He was carrying Barcelona team, but because he's South American, the hype is not there. The whole hype is going to Yamal. But I feel the Ballon d'Or should go to Dembele and or Rafinha. Why I'm putting Dembele is because PSG did what Arsenal can never do. Like PSG do what Arsenal is dreaming of, and they humbled Arsenal. Like it will be so bad if you don't give it to Dembele. Then if you look at players that have trophy, Vitinha won Champions League, he won UEFA Conference League as well. He won the whole trophy that was out there for him to win in League One. So, but he's not in the top three. So I think Dembele is the right candidate for this season. Because if Dembele fails to win it now, Otilo will never win it again.
He's not.
Mbappe
He's
is the
not.
best
He's
player
not.
in the
He's not
world.
seeing it no more.
Mbappe is the best player in the world currently, but he's not going to win the Ballon d'Or. He didn't merit it last season.
Yeah, maybe
You
he
know.
will try. He will try this season and win. If they can win the Champions League this season, he
Yes.
he he'll be up for that.
Mr. Fresh, you need to come play. If you're supporting Arsenal, you come out to play. Let me know how to banter you because
No, I'm a
you're
Barca
joining a
fan.
club.
I'm a Barca fan. Just that Arsenal is the team I like in Premier League, but
Okay.
I'm an OG.
Because you know how to beat them and rob or you know how to rob them.
No. I like the way Arsenal play football. That's why I like
Yeah,
supporting them
yeah,
in
yeah.
Premier League.
Yeah, me,
But
I love the way Arsenal play football as well with that trophy.
Arsenal, please win trophy for me, please. The insult is too much. The insult is too much. You guys need to win at least a silverware. The insult is not getting too much. Please. Please, Arsenal, try and win the trophy. Please, please, please. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I really enjoyed today's space. Thank you, Duke. Thank you, Odiok. Thank everybody that joined and left. I'm so, so grateful. Today's post was more of interactive. I like the way we interact and everything. It was cool. I hope I see you guys next Monday. Please follow each other. If you are here, follow one another, please. And I hope I see you guys next week, Monday, same time, same station or same channel. You're always welcome. I really appreciate it once more. Thank you, Duke, Odiok, and Citizen News. Welcome. Thanks for those that join. Hope I see you soon. And next week we'll talk about lots of so many things because that they will play this in midweek Champions League. So just ready to banter next week because of so many things are going to happen during the week and the weekend. Chelsea is playing Man U next weekend. And I know Chelsea is going to lose. Chelsea will lose for sure because of Man U are getting a new coach. And I saw that they're checking between is it Mikey Carrick and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So I don't know who's coming in for them, but I hope they don't bring someone like Amory, please. Mind you, don't bring it and Amory look alike. I beg, bring a good coach. At least and try and regain your glory back. Thank you once more, Mike. We'll call it a day. Good night. For my friends from Uganda, thanks for coming too. I really appreciate. Hope I see you guys next time. Same station. Thank you so much. I love you all. Bye. Good night. Oh, good night.